Hello Cancer, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of January 29th through February 4th. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. I ask you to connect directly with these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond just what I'm saying. Okay. Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. So here we have a Two of Swords, and we're going to put that into some context to see kind of what is going on with you this week. Interesting energies here. Very interesting energies. We're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card from the Thoth deck. We're going to put that right there. We're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading. So stick around until the end, and we'll see how it connects everything and brings the whole thing home. So we've got some fire major, and a little earth, air, water. So a lot of fire. A lot of fire. I wonder if this week you're going to be seeing some kind of heightened emotions, some intensity in your emotional life. Maybe, a little bit of anger, or just that some kind of intensity or anxiety. Okay. But to start us out, let's go directly with this Two of Swords. I think that you're somebody who is, very considerate. I think you try to really give other people exactly what you think they need. You're a very giving person, a very good friend, a good partner, spouse, a good employee, good worker, good citizen. I really think that you try to understand what other people need, and you try to do what you can to be considerate of other people's feelings, other people's expectations or their needs. I feel like you're generally a pretty nice person, okay? But I also feel like there are times where you can be a little selfish, where you can kind of demand things for yourself. And maybe that's what some of this fire energy is about this week, is you asserting yourself a little bit more, okay? Because with the Two of Swords here, I get this feeling like you're generally kind of passive and quiet. You like to make sure other people are comfortable. You like to see other people being happy, getting what they need, doing what they want to do, having the freedom. It's like you enjoy creating the space for other people, But I think that this week is going to see a real need for you to focus on yourself a little bit, to create this space for yourself, okay? And I think it's going to maybe hit you in a little bit of this fiery way, kind of this intensity. Some kind of event or something is going to arise that's going to it's almost like a smack in the face, where you're going to wake up and realize, damn, I need to start doing things for me, because I feel like you have a lot of this kind of outward energy. It's like a generosity, yes, but it's more than that. It's like a passive generosity. You know what I mean? Like you're giving other people space by you kind of stepping back and letting other people do what they need, or you're creating the environment for other people to enjoy themselves or to fulfill their needs, and et cetera, et cetera. But that leaves your needs a little bit kind of backseat, back burner, second priority. So this is kind of a week where you need to start being a little bit more selfish, and I think that it's probably been something you've needed for a while, because with all of this fiery energy kind of coming up so intensely like this, it does feel to me like it's something that's been building for a little while, and something that maybe you haven't really addressed, but it needs to be addressed now. Let's take a look at We'll go up here. We'll go to the Seven of Wands because we're going to, well, maybe we should have started below. It doesn't matter. We're going to start with some fiery energy, I guess. And this Seven of Wands here is, again, kind of talking about how you, you base a lot of your energy on what other people are feeling. You are kind of interdependent in that way. You know, you feel almost like if other people are successful and happy and enjoying themselves and they have space, they have encouragement, they have, you know, confidence, that some of that's going to kind of blow back on you. You know what I mean? So it's almost like you feel as if taking care of other people is the same as taking care of you. Or that in some way, if other people are, you know, happy and have a good vibe, then that's going to make a safer space for you, or a more happy and optimistic kind of vibe for yourself, you know. So this is a card that's suggesting that there needs to be more confidence, more initiative, more of this selfishness going on in your life. This is kind of, this is somebody, I think, that feels like they could be a leader, wants to be a leader, but is in this kind of mode of functioning where they are leading by kind of allowing everybody to kind of do what they want. You know what I mean? It's kind of a strange duality of energy that I'm feeling. It's like there's a really strong character in you. I think you're a very confident person. I think you're a very outgoing person. I think you have a lot of joy, a lot of energy, a lot of confidence. But in a certain situation right now, I feel like you are maybe even intentionally dialing back that confidence and that fire. You know, creating that space by you kind of withdrawing to the background. You're creating that open space for other people to do what they want, to live their life, to fulfill their needs and their purpose and whatever, right? So there's this almost like you're kind of humbling yourself, or you're making yourself smaller is the feeling that I'm getting. But it goes beyond just like the humility or the humbleness. You know, it's almost like it's being taken a little bit too far. And I think we see a lot of this fiery energy now because we're trying to expand this energy back up. It's like your flame got a little bit, you turn the fire down, but the flame's really small now. And we've got to turn that flame back up. We got to turn the fire back up a little bit. Just a little bit. I think the risk here is that it goes up too hot, too high, too fast, and it has the opposite effect of what we want. You know, it kind of causes a mess of things because it's been down low for so long that you just crank it, and it's too much. Okay, so we have to kind of dial it up slow. And I think that might be what we're seeing with some of this fire energy. Let's look now at what's beneath the surface, and this is that devil energy, that Capricorn energy. I think that you are very adaptable. I think that whatever situation you find yourself in, you know how to thrive, survive, and stay alive. It's not the best situation for you to really fulfill yourself, or find yourself, or know yourself, or fulfill your will and your purpose. When you're placed in a situation with other energies involved, and you're figuring out how to be okay and how to still have success, but it's not the kind of success that is a real fiery, spiritual, purposeful success. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like I said, just like a survival kind of thing. So it's a skill at adaptation. I think you're someone, put you in any situation and you'll figure out how to at least keep a nice baseline, steady, stable life going. Okay, throw you anywhere, and you'll adapt, and you'll be okay. But we want to be more than okay. You know, this fiery energy is telling me that you really need to get back to your purpose. What is the thing that you love in life? What is it that used to really like get you going? What is the religious, what is the spiritual experience for you? You know? And the thing about this Devil card, it's ruled by Capricorn. And Capricorn is this solid earth energy, this really kind of adaptable, can really become anything, right? You take a lump of clay, you can make anything you want. But there's this real fire inside of it. And that's all this fire that we see here that, again, the flame got really low. We're trying to dial that flame up again. Let's get you going. Let's get you in pursuit of your happiness, your will, your fulfillment, right? Your purpose, your spiritual experience, your very own personal religion, okay? What is it that makes you feel connected? And that's some of this fiery energy that we have to get going, which is latent in this earth energy, just needs to be dialed up a little bit, okay? But this is a real adaptability. The devil here, the goat, the Capricorn, can make a life anywhere. You see them on the sheer like rock face, and they've got their whole life going there. So it's really any kind of position. It's almost like you can adapt to the most uncomfortable circumstances and still be pretty good, pretty okay. But that's not all we want for ourselves, right? But it's a good skill to have. But we don't want to remain in that energy where we accept the most uncomfortable of conditions for whatever reason, just because, well, I'm here and I'm just going to make the best of it. Okay. And it's kind of, I know we should strive to accept the things that we cannot change, of course. So that adaptability, that acceptance is good. But the devil energy also has its own kind of ambition, and it knows that it can change certain things. It can't change everything. You can't mold the entire universe exactly to your specifications, but you damn sure can try, as much as possible. And I think that's what we have here with some of this fiery energy, and this need now to turn this kind of passive energy into a little bit more of this active fire energy. Okay. Well, let's go now to the recent past. And in the recent past, we have this 7 of Pentacles here. And I wonder if, I'm kind of getting the feeling like somewhere in your past you've overcome a pretty serious medical thing, right? Something related to your health or well-being. I think you've been victorious over something that was, God forbid, I don't like to say this, something that may have been life-threatening. I think you've overcome something like that. Somewhere in your past, maybe when you were a kid, I don't know. Somewhere in the past. And I think that gave you a renewal of this fiery energy, but somehow it also is part of the reason why this fiery energy is kind of now, the flame's so low. It's almost like you lucked out and overcame this really serious thing in the past, and now you don't really want to push your luck because you don't know if you're going to have to do it again. You know what I mean? So it's almost, I don't want to say fear. Okay. I know I just did, but I don't want to call it that. But it feels almost like there's this issue, this kind of emotional or energetic issue that's still related to whatever this was in the past, which feels to me like a medical thing. But I think it was something where you had to overcome something that directly affected your life, your living. Okay, so it feels like a medical thing that you overcame probably many years ago. And in some way that's contributing now to this, again, I don't want to say fear, but to this humbleness or this passivity kind of thing, And not that you're like a doormat or something. You're not that people can push you around, but that you're more concerned with creating the space for other people rather than demanding space for yourself. Okay? And I think it's in some way related to this Seven of Pentacles, this something in the past, some kind of a injury or illness that you had to overcome. Very serious thing I'm feeling, okay? The next card that we have is more of this earth energy. A Four of Pentacles, and this is kind of the present situation going on. And this, in some ways, is talking about the domestic space, okay? But it could be in work, it could be in your life in general, it could be with your friends, family, whatever. This is the creation of that space. I think that you are working very hard to create space, to create success, stability, safety, security in your physical realm. This could be a very good job. This could be a very lucrative business, or this could even be like physical health, like building up your physical existence as a response to whatever this kind of past trauma was that still has some residual lingering energy, emotional or vital energetic, something lingering. Okay. And it could be that now you're trying to build up your physical health in such a way that nothing like that's going to happen again. Or if it does, you're preparing yourself, you know. But at the same time, I feel like it's kind of a fear response or a reaction. It's not really the pursuit of a spiritual goal, a religious experience, or a fulfillment of your purpose, a fulfillment of your will, of what you really want to do, what you feel connected to, what has meaning for you. It feels like it's a response. Does that make sense? And this is also, like I said, this is something involving the home. This is, I think that all of this energy is mostly taking place in your home. More than the workplace, I feel the home kind of situation. And I feel like you're kind of isolating yourself a little bit, right? The Four of Pentacles here is kind of about building up walls around us. And the walls are the physical strength, right? These muscles that you're building, that's where this is kind of manifesting. In this focus on fortifying your body, your health, it's kind of, you're using it as a way to isolate. Or if this is your business, financial, career success, you're using that success as a way to isolate. Okay? And by isolating yourself, again, it's like by pulling yourself back, you're creating the space for the other people around you to fill in. You're creating a bit of a vacuum, right? And this other energy is going to fill that in and fulfill its purpose, while you are still in this kind of response to whatever this past event was, and isolating, and it's that kind of that response kind of thing. So this is an interesting kind of problem, right? Because we want to fortify our bodies with strength and force and power. We want to have success in our physical life. We want to build up our finances, our career, our home. We want that. But it needs to be a fulfillment of your purpose and your will and your fiery energy, your religious experience. It needs to have meaning and purpose for you, and not just as a response to trauma or as a response to the energy of other people and trying to allow them space to follow their will, to do their business, their purpose, to fulfill their own religion or spirituality, right? Because that's not your role. Your job here isn't to just facilitate other people pursuing their goals, their purpose, their spirituality, okay? But then, obviously, that creates another kind of conundrum when now we're getting a little too philosophical. Well, maybe some people, maybe that is their spirituality, is to assist other people with theirs. Yes, I agree that could be a possibility. But what I see in this case, Cancer, is a response to, first of all, this past thing, right? Whatever this circumstances were in the past, it's a response to that. It's kind of born out of this trauma, as well as born out of the particular configuration of energy that's going on now. I don't know that this is a fulfillment of your spiritual will, okay? So the argument could be made that, you know, this is you fulfilling your purpose by allowing other people to fulfill theirs. But in this case, I don't think that would be accurate. But leave me some comments. Let me know what you think about this, okay? This is kind of, this is a pretty sensitive reading today. So there's some isolation going on. There's some focus on fortifying and building up, but it's isolating, right? It's kind of separating us more from the environment around us. So it's, again, drawing back, creating that space, creating that vacuum that's going to be filled in by other people, other forces. What we see in the immediate future, though, is really good and tremendous, and I like this one a lot. This is a Six of Cups, and this is showing that in some way you're going to have a bit of an easy time with things, okay? I think that this is showing that you're going to come into a state where you're able to express yourself. Okay, you're able to fulfill your purpose. You're able to kind of have that religious experience and be comfortable expressing your intentions, your plans, your wills, your fiery energy, right? It's coming out in this kind of water environment. This is a real harmony. This is a real ease of things. So I feel like within the next 6 months, a lot of this energy is going to sort itself out through your efforts, of course, and things are going to get much easier for you. I think it's going to be easier for you to be yourself, to fulfill your will, to be kind of who you are, you know. And this, you know, these are cups, this is some water energy, but this is really talking about that spiritual light, right? These are actually lamps if you look at them. And so this is a real focus on you and your purpose, but not in like a selfish, kind of mean or alienating way, because that could be isolating too, right? This is in a way that's very inclusive. And it's creating this real harmony, this real safe kind of space in your home. Again, I think this is taking place mainly in the home. And this is going to be kind of everybody participating together, right? It's, you know, you have kind of withdrawn, created the space and the vacuum for everyone else. But now you're not going to rush into the center and push everyone outside, because that's kind of the same problem, just in the opposite direction, right? But this is going to be a real intermingling of all of these energies. Now, it could be that you're with one particular person now, that you have a romantic partner, and I think rather than it being either or, one or the other, you go to the center and they get pushed out, or you're on the periphery and they're kind of in the center. It's going to be more harmony, more beauty, more balance. Okay? And so I think that this is a real gathering of people, of energies, you know, whoever is kind of involved in this situation with you. And we do have some court cards over here, a court card, so it could represent this other person that's involved here. I know we're going a little long, so let's go over to the path of the serpent now. I do just want to say that these cards are always correct. Sometimes as the interpreter, as the messenger, I might not always understand the relevance of the cards to your particular circumstances. Okay, and that's why I ask you to connect directly with the cards, use your own intuition, go beyond what I'm telling you. All right. So general energy, again, this is the Hermit. This is kind of that isolated, withdrawn kind of energy where you are in the background, you've kind of withdrawn from things, and you've created this vacuum for other things, other energy, other people to fill. And this is not a sustainable way of living, I don't think, based on these other cards. So again, with the Hermit, though, they possess that lamp, that fire, That spiritual energy is in there. And I think this is kind of an incubation period for a lot of this spiritual energy, a lot of this purpose for you, right? I feel like you're someone who is generally rather introverted. You're probably generally rather quiet, keep to yourself. You like to experience your inner world. You like to be with your thoughts and your feelings and your kind of inner life, you know? And that's how you really come to understand this lamp, this spiritual fire that you have within you. And that's where you maybe kind of have your spiritual experience, have your religious experience, commune with yourself, with your soul, with the higher powers or whatever. So I think this is a natural state for you, but I think there also needs to be a balance with this. And I think you do have the ability and the need, the drive, the desire to be more outgoing and more extroverted and participate and engage and make space, demand space for yourself, you know. And I think that this is kind of where we're going now with the rest of this fire energy. I have this court card, this Princess of Wands here in terms of your environment, your relationship. I think part of what's going on is that you don't want to anger everybody, you know. I almost get this feeling like you think that by asserting yourself or standing up for yourself or demanding space or time for yourself, demanding that you pursue your will, your spirituality, you know, assert your right to do that, that it is in some way going to upset the balance of things, that's going to anger people, that's going to cause fights and problems and chaos and disorder. And it may very well do those things, but it's important for you to stand up for yourself. And I think that's part of kind of what this whole reading is about, is to do this in such a way that minimizes the kind of the disturbance and the anger and the intensity of these emotions. Because at the beginning we were talking about how all this fire could be a real like heated time in your life, a lot of like maybe pent up emotions. And I think those need to be dealt with kind of on a day-to-day basis, case by case, you know, so that they don't build up and just kind of explode all at once and create this kind of nasty fire. So I think part of the situation is that you don't want to cause these fires, right? So it's better to raise your flame up slowly and have it be controlled rather than just an outburst and you've torched the place, you know, metaphorically speaking. So I think that there is a significant other in your life or somebody that you're involved in this energy battle kind of thing. It's not really a battle, but you know, it feels that way at times, especially when this fire energy kind of rises up. The next card that we see is a 9 of Wands, and this is I think this is a real testament to your energy, because I think that this is like someone who has a lot of inner resolve, a lot of commitment, right? I think that you really do have this great storehouse of spiritual energy, and you have this tremendous capacity to just accomplish anything. You know what I mean? You have so much potential. I almost feel like you're kind of underachieving right now. Like there's so much more that you're capable of. Because you know yourself, your head and your heart are connected. You have this balance of understanding. You have this logic and creativity kind of in balance. You have a strong connection with your intuition, your unconscious. So I think that like you really have just this one kind of blockage kind of thing going on that's energetically keeping you from fulfilling your purpose. It's like this devil energy is all earth, and that fire's right inside of there, and the fire just needs to be cranked up a little bit so that I can get out, you know, so that you can be you. And I think that's also kind of, it's your natural state to be more reserved, right? But there is this other side of you, not like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing, but almost, right? Where you're kind of a quiet person, but then in the right circumstances, oh man, you're like, you know, you're the life of the party. You are the star of the show. And I think there needs to be a little bit more of that in your life right now. I think you'll really feel the fulfillment. It'll bring about a lot of this kind of ease and pleasure and happiness and joy and this kind of like peaceful relaxation vibe that we're getting in the immediate future. Okay. So the concern is, I think, that you are kind of squandering the gifts that you have. Okay. And that's a real simple statement, but to me that feels like a very, very powerful statement. Okay. So I want that to sink in a little bit. Now, the next card that we are going to come to, the final card on the path of the Serpent here, is the Five of Wands. And this is a very energetic card. This is fire in motion. This isn't fire that's just kind of just burning over here, and I just keep warm by this fire, like this candle here. But this is a fire that spreads, that is outgoing, that is moving, that has a purpose, that has a direction, and it's going, and it's kind of unstoppable. This is like a kind of a competitive edge, I think this is really you gaining that confidence, gaining that spiritual will, that spiritual experience, that religion again. I think this is really your spirit in motion again. All right? Five of Wands. It's usually about fighting and struggles and strife and competition. But in this case, I think it's you really dialing up the heat on your furnace and really starting to put that in motion, find the direction for it. Again, on the day-to-day basis, make that room for yourself to get in touch with spirit, to have your spiritual experiences, to have your spiritual path, to focus on that, because it never goes away, but you haven't been focused on that. And so we're moving in that direction with this five. Okay, and this is I think you're really going to be like gaining confidence in this area, and the more you do it, the more motivation you're going to have to continue. And I think this is a really sensitive reading, but I think it's going to resonate with you. I really do. Let's look at this confirmation card, this mystery card, bonus card. I know we're getting a little bit long in the tooth here. We're just going to flip this over and see. So a 10. We've got a 10 of Swords here. And I think this is really, this is the feeling that you're going to have down the road where you can't believe that you were sleeping like this, or that you were living this way, or that you had this kind of energy about you. This is going to be a really refreshing 10 of Swords. This is going to be like the end of this habitual kind of living, thinking, existing, kind of surviving mode that you're in. You're really going to wake up and see like, man, I can't believe that I spent so much time being that way, living that way, doing those things, right? It doesn't mean a complete overhaul of your life, but it's going to be nice to be able to look back and say, wow, I'm glad I'm not there anymore. I'm glad that I've, evolved out of that mode, okay? So to me, this is a good confirmation about the ending of this kind of pattern of thinking and behaving and believing and existing that is doing nothing but damaging your heart, right? You see that little tiny heart right there? That's like your spiritual experience, your spiritual path, your religion, your love, the core of your being, right? And I think that the life that you're leading now, the way that you're going about things, again, you're probably very successful. You're probably either building up a really successful business, home, your physical health maybe, whatever that Four of Discs is, but there's so much more to you than that. And you need to get in pursuit of that again. And you're going to be happy that you did, because you're going to see just how dysfunctional maybe that it's been up until that point. Okay? Again, a very sensitive reading. I apologize. Leave me some comments. Let me know how you're doing and how you're feeling. Okay? We're going to take a look in the extended real quick to see if there's anything else that we need to know. If you want to become a member to the channel, you can click on the link that's right up there. And then you can have access to all of the extended readings that we do on the channel for every sign for every week. Again, this was your weekly tarot reading, January 29th through February 4th on Dove and Serpent Tarot.